Good Saturday morning to you all. Quiet Saturday morning. Smoking the General. There's some fireside in there this morning. It's going to be some Appalachian harvest, but I'm out. So I'll just go with what I know. And of course, drinking my coffee just black. Fresh off the percolator. A little after 6 a.m. here on the East Coast. Had some rain last night. Got a little leftover wet on the ground. Not humid anymore. Not muggy like it was yesterday. But comfortable temperature. The world is on fire. You know. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Russia probe, impeachment, fail. Coronavirus, bad stuff. And now, the death of George Floyd, the hands of police. There's 4 men there. There's 3 other police officers there. There was the white guy, there was an African American, there was an Asian, there was a Latino. There's 3 other officers there. And we're calling it a racial thing. So, I'm going to address the matter. And I will say this. All lives matter. Not just black lives, all lives. Hate me for it, I don't care. There are enough politicians crying out for justice. Trust me. That police officer is going to pay the price. And probably those other 3 too. Will that bring Mr. Floyd back? No. What happened was a tragedy. It was a shame. Should have never happened. But like any profession, you have good people and you have bad people. And you can't label all the cops bad. I've worked for years with some mighty fine men and women that wore the blue uniform. Look, folks, it's not a racial issue. It's a heart issue. It's an evil issue. Evil exists. Now, I don't know what was going through that officer's mind. My personal opinion, they had him cuffed. They should have stuffed him in the car. Don't know what was going on. I don't know the details. It'll all come out. Let me tell you a story. When I was an EMT once, I watched an officer get rough with a prisoner, with a guy that was in handcuffs, not a prisoner, for an alleged crime. And he was getting rough with him, and they called us. We were called to check him out, and when we were there, he was getting rough with him. And I got angry. And I told him to back off and let me treat my patient. And I was threatened by the officer to be arrested. With obstruction. No. When you turn the patient over to me, by law, he's my patient. He may be in handcuffs, but he's under my care. You're trained to uphold the law. I'm trained to treat the patient. Anyhow, just so you know where I stand. It's a hard issue, folks. Evil exists. You all know I'm a God-fearing man. You want to change a man from his evil ways? Reach his heart with the gospel of Christ. God softens hearts. Seen it. Experienced it. I miss the good old days of the YTPC. Been in it for 2 years or so now. When we should talk about life and fun things and tobaccos and pipes. And now all we talk about is coronavirus, this police officer murdering George Floyd. Yeah, I said murder, because that's what it looks like on video. But we don't know all the details. I don't know what was in that man's heart when he was pressing on his neck, in his head. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he has anger issues, and his anger issues got out of control because he was serving with a African American police officer, a Latino police officer, an American and an American Asian police officer. So I don't think we could label it a race crime, a hate crime, a racial thing. I think this guy had issues with people in general, and like to throw his authority around. That's just my perception, because I've seen that with the law. Power. And this time he went too far. That's just my opinion. politicians have the attention of this situation. All of the politicians, the federal and state, are all calling for this officer to be charged. So what are we rioting for? What are we looting for? I saw a post on YouTube where a busload of people were brought in to Nashville to riot and to loot. They were paid to do it. Whoever's doing that should be held accountable financially and should go to prison for that, for inciting a riot. There's no need to riot. Peaceful protest. You want your voice to be heard? Peacefully protest. The video is damaging enough. There was no need to riot. It's damaging enough. It's causing even more of a divide. Because the news spins what they want. No, you're a racist, Mr. Bearded Welshman. No, I am not. I am colorblind. Told a story a while back, I don't know, many videos back, of an experience I had as a young kid with my friend. He was African American. And we were scared for our lives, and I couldn't understand why these people were treating him that way. And I was with him on his side. But it's time for us to unite and come together as a country and heal the wounds. Love heals. Hate divides. Love unites. It's a heart problem. It's a head problem. To educate people. I was taught we're all equal. I never grew up privileged. We were poor. And I was taught to love my fellow man. Red, yellow, black, and white. It doesn't matter. I was taught to love them all. If you're a parent of young children, teach them well. Teach them what love really is. Second greatest commandment Jesus gave us is to love your neighbor as yourself. He didn't say of the same race. He said love your neighbor as yourself. Because he died for us all. White, black, Asian, Latino, it doesn't matter. He died for us all. Well, I'm going to enjoy my Saturday morning smoke and my cup of coffee. Not angry. I ache for this country. I pray every day that God would intervene. I'm asking you to do the same. My God is a God of love, but he's also a God of wrath, and he holds people accountable for what they do on this earth after they're done. After their time on earth is done, he holds them accountable. And the wicked will perish. But I digress. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of this pipe in my general. I haven't smoked corn cob, well, this corn cob in a while. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to finish this with my coffee, listen to the birds and the traffic. I actually kicked up 2 deer out back this morning. with Merle, like a bucket of dough, kicked two of them up, and they went running off into the woods. There's not much woods back here, so I have no idea where they're coming from. So they must be coming from back this way, but there's more woods back there. So hopefully they didn't go out onto our highway. But anyway. Well, you all have a good weekend. I'll catch you on the next one. Light 'em up.